Hey babes, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I am Jay. Welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas, aka Slay Mask for my babes. So in today's video, guys, I am back with my looks finally, right? I haven't done a look in I feel like forever. My last look was my Waukesha look. If you haven't seen that video already, go ahead and check it out, but I haven't done a look in forever, so I decided it was time to drop one of my Vlogmas looks, even though you guys know the reason why I sound so hoarse is because I'm still not feeling well. I'm getting over this cold, okay? I feel like it's been here forever, even though it's only been here for like 4 or 5 days. It's going away, and right now my voice is just hoarse because, you know, the aftermath, me keep coughing, but I'm feeling much better, which is why I decided to go ahead and drop one of my Vlogmas looks today. And this look, I decided to go ahead and use my 39L Hit the Lights palette. Now, if you are one of my returning babes and you have been rocking with me for a while, then you have seen my 39L Hit the Lights palette video on my channel. When I first bought this palette, I did an unboxing and I was super excited. This is so freaking pretty. And in that video, I was just, oh my god, I don't know, I was just super excited. It's something about this palette that I love so much. I don't know what it is. Like, I just loved it. I don't know if it's the look of it, but I don't know what it is. But I did the video around this time, and when Morphe did drop this palette, I believe it was for the holidays because it dropped around November. So, and the name of the palette, Hit the Lights, you know, so I believe that this was a holiday palette, so I thought it would be great to go ahead and do a annual look or a part 2 look to the Hit the Lights palette. So I decided to go ahead and do a part 2 for the annual, I guess, Hit the Lights video, and that video is one of the best videos on my channel. It is one of the most viewed videos on my channel, and it did me numbers, especially at the time my channel was very, very small. I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers yet, and it did me numbers, and it actually got a lot of you to subscribe to my channel. So to say thank you to that video, and since I dropped it around this time, I decided why not drop another look with this palette for Vlogmas, especially since, you know, the skills got better and all that. I decided to go ahead and use this palette again, and I love it so much. If you haven't seen it, here is the 39L Hit the Lights palette. It's so beautiful, and as you can see, mine is still in good condition because I just love it so much that I don't want to use and abuse this palette, okay? So without further ado, let's just skip the chit chat and get right into the video. Okay, so you guys already know I'm starting off with my brows, and today I will be using my newest beauty fave, which is the It Cosmetics Micro Brow Pencil. I adore this pencil. Thank you so much, It Cosmetics. If you guys are one of my returning babes, you already know what I'm about to say. I am super into the nice, flat, almost nothing there brow look. I love it so much, and this micro pencil gives me that perfect look to the point where all I have to do is just shape it up with concealer. So you guys will be seeing this brow pencil in almost all of my videos. Now I usually go and I usually take a ton of concealer to conceal underneath my eyebrows. However, today I am using a ton of P. Louise bases and other eyeshadow bases, so I don't need to drag my concealer down that low because I also have the P. Louise base in number 4, which is the same as my concealer color. So I don't drag the concealer down that low. I just put it right underneath the brow. And you guys know I usually go in with a darker concealer on top of my brows. However, since we were doing a nice bold eyeshadow look today, I figured we don't really need that. So now I'm taking my P. Louise base in number 4, and I'm applying that directly underneath the concealer, and I'm going to blend those right into each other. Now it's time to go crazy with the bases. You guys know I always use a bunch. I got my little palette on my hand, and I am first starting off with the yellow, and I'm just gonna pat that in with a flat brush at first, because you guys know I take all my tips from Paige, and she always says to pat it in with a flat brush, pat, 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 pat. That's the exact words that she used. However, I started to notice like I don't really like blending out with a flat brush, so I did go ahead and change it to a more fluffy brush, because I don't know, like sometimes you got to do what works for you, and I noticed that using a fluffy brush worked for me. So I did pat it in with a flat brush at first, but to blend it out, like fully blend it, I feel like a fluffy brush does the trick. And let me just tell you guys, okay, you do not need all of these bases, okay? You can literally have one P. Louise base, one that matches your skin, or the white one, and it'll do the job. Okay, I don't want you guys to go crazy and think I need all of these things to look like this or to get that look. No, you don't. You need one base. That's it. I just do that because I have the pleasure of having them, so I'll go ahead and I use them. But don't think that you need these things, okay? So now I'm going to take this section of my palette, this nice colorful section, and first I'm going to go in with that yellow, and I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just pat that into place. And you guys know, if you have been rocking with me for a while, you know my opinion on yellow. I just feel like yellow eyeshadows, pigments, whatever, are not that pigmented. They don't pick up much. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create an all yellow look for you guys, because yellow sometimes it just doesn't give. I don't know what it is about yellow. I feel like there's no company that can get it right. It's always chalky or something like that. And that's what I got kind of with this palette. So lastly, I'm just picking up that red and I am blending that at the ends of the eyeshadow. So here I am blending these colors together, and I was trying so hard to blend this yellow into this pink that I ended up dragging the pink a little bit further than what I wanted, but you guys see the final look. I ended up fixing it anyway. So I'm just taking a more dense brush to go ahead and blend these colors together, and now I'm going to be taking my acid rain brush with some Vaseline. I also learned this trick from Paige, okay? The Vaseline just helps to get a sharper cut crease and to go ahead and just clean up everything. Now it does work, it really does. However, further in the video you guys are going to see why I feel like I am going to stop this method, or maybe I'm going to be a little bit neater when doing this. Now I'm taking my P. Louise paint in Fresh Ink. This is like an all white one, and I was super excited to use it because I'm like, oh my god, the P. Louise base in white is like bomb. So I know the paint is gonna be super fire. It's gonna be matte because, you know, Paige always says how you don't need to put eyeshadow over the paint, you can just use them. And I was super excited. Right now you guys cannot see, but guys, when I tell you this thing was so watery, like I was so disappointed. I love P. Louise products, you guys know that. I love the bases and I love the paints. However, this one right here was super watery, and it was white on top of that, so it just looked like I was putting like white out on my eye. And now that I'm looking at it on the camera, it really doesn't look that bad. However, like, you see how I had to stop and look there, like what is going on? It was very watery, like it was, I don't know what it was given. And I know for a fact that this part wasn't the Vaseline, because when I open up the tube I can see that it was watery. So I really had to blend this out, and I had to add a couple of layers, and I didn't like that because these products are bomb AF, okay? So I expect bomb AF results. So now I'm just going in with 2 more P. Louise paints, and this is where you guys are going to see my problem start to develop. So I started to blend these out, and there was nothing wrong here, okay? Like when I opened my paints, these paints were beautiful, they were fresh, and everything was fine, and you know, they were thick as they should be. I really like this green, guys. Like, I thought it was going to be more of a neon green, but it turned out to be more of like a, I wouldn't even know what you call this. I look at it as like a spring green, like an Easter green. That is so pretty to me. I've really been into green lately. Green clothing, green, I don't know, I've just been seeing green lately, period. So now I'm taking this blue, and I thought this was also darker, and this turned out to be a Easter blue, more of a spring blue also. And I'm just taking this blue and I am blending that all the way up to the end of the wing, making sure I wing that nice and sharp, and making sure that I blend this into the green. Now here is this problem I was talking about. So I went ahead and I picked up that bright green from the palette, and then when I started to lay it down, it started to look very patchy, and I was like, oh my god, like, you see I had to pull my eyelid down to notice like what's going on, what's with the patchiness. So I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and work with the blue a little bit. Maybe it's just the green, or maybe I don't know. I went in with that blue, child. Do you see how patchy that thing is? Oh my god, look at how I looked at the camera. I was so upset and I was so confused. So as I was saying earlier, you guys know that I referred to the Vaseline. I'm like, maybe I did something wrong. I think like that line, you see how it's only patchy on the line. So I'm taking my NYX eyeliner, you guys already know. But back to what I was saying. Anyway, you guys see how it's patchy on the line? I was like, maybe I had Vaseline like directly in my crease, because it's literally directly in my crease. So it's like maybe I had Vaseline directly in my crease and I didn't clean it properly, because you're supposed to use a Q-tip but I didn't. So that could be the reason why. I'm not sure, but that's the only thing I could think of, because the bases never fell except for this one. I don't know, it was watery, the white one. And Morphe eyeshadow palettes never fell. This is like oxidized, so I'm like, it definitely has to be that I had some leftover Vaseline. So you know, I tried to pat it in there to see like what's going on. So I just started to clean up this eye look and everything. I was just like, oh, let me just draw my wing, because I don't know what's going on, but I know I'm gonna fix it. So now of course you guys know I'm gonna do what I did to one eye, I'm gonna do to the next. Now I'm taking my Dynamic Duo, which is my Too Faced Hangover Primer, along with one layer of calamine lotion. This is my priming technique for the winter. I love this, okay? And now you guys already know I'm taking my color corrector, and I'm taking one of my newest beauty fave. I actually forgot to mention this in my winter beauty faves video, but it is this e.l.f. sponge, okay? It is the same shape as a Real Technique sponge. However, I like sponges that are a little bit on the softer side, and this one definitely reminds me of the old Real Technique sponges. I say old because I know for a fact they changed their formula. It's not the same anymore. So now I'm just taking my Instapop face brush along with my Urban Decay priming mist. You know, I put that on my brush, and then I'm going ahead and patting my foundation into place. And the foundation I'm using is my Juvia's Place foundation in the color Kampala. So now I am taking another one of my newest beauty faves, which is this Juvia's Place concealer. It's so creamy, and I think it's perfect for the winter time because it has also a like dewy consistency. And then on top of that, I'm going to use a slightly lighter concealer, which is my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm going to conceal underneath my eyes. Now I know you guys are probably like, what's the point of using two of them? Well, it just looks better when you put a darker one at the bottom, so that you can go ahead and it'll blend effortlessly into your foundation. Like, it looks so much better, trust me, than just having like one bright triangle. That ombre effect is beautiful. And I also add a third layer with a much lighter concealer. You guys are gonna see that pretty soon in the video. But yes, I add 3 colors for my highlight. Sounds extra. Is it extra? Maybe, not sure, but I like the way it looks. So now I am taking an eyeshadow brush and I am just blending in that highlighter on my nose. I like to go ahead and do that because it gives me a more precise look, and this is what I was talking about. I like to go ahead and add a third highlighter color under my eye. Why? You guys seen this technique? I was mad because I put a lot. You guys seen this technique on TikTok and everywhere, and I like the old technique, so I figured out a way to use the old highlighting technique with the new highlighting technique, and this works perfect. All you have to do is take a lighter concealer. You can go ahead and add a dab under your eye and then go along the sides of your eye. I'm to set under the eyes. This powder always does this to me. Like, it'll look like I'm smoking or something. It just puffs up so much. All I'll do is dab my brush in there, I swear. But this powder is the Huda Beauty setting powder, and I like to use a yellowish tone first. Same thing I do with my highlight. I use a yellowish tone. Okay, I pat that into place all over, and then I like to go in with a much lighter powder. So the lighter powder that I like to take is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. There it is right there, and I just kind of work that on top of the eye. Like, I do the same thing. I ombre out my powder same way I ombre out my cream concealers. Contour, you guys already know I don't use a cream contour. I don't really contour because, like I always say, I have very high cheekbones. Okay, so I just like to bronze up the face, bring some color back in. So I go ahead and I use my Fenty bronzer with a nice fluffy brush, and I just work that into my bronze areas, you know, the sides of my cheek, my forehead, and of course under here on my neck, because I like a good snatch chin, period. And going back to the nose, I take that same Fenty bronzing powder along with a nice fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I just contour the sides of my nose. I'm really focused on my nose now, guys. Like, I take my time on my nose, and I also do this now. I've been doing it, but I take a little more time on it. I take a translucent powder. Here I'm taking the Huda Beauty one, and I'm just really lining my nose. Like, I love a nice sharp snatch nose, so now I really take my time so that I can get that look. Now, I like a really light under eye, okay? The girls that get it, and the girls that don't. So I take that same new highlighting technique and I apply it with a HD translucent powder. I'm using the YSL one here. I just like that extra highlight under my eye, you know? And now I'm taking this eyeshadow palette that is my favorite new highlighter. I don't know why. And I am also taking some lip treatment from It Cosmetics. I love it. It has a nice smooth pink tint. On top of that, I'm gonna put on my lip injection from Too Faced. I decided to go ahead and use the clear one, okay? And you guys already know it is time for me to go ahead and take my eyeliner, yes, eyeliner, to go ahead and line my lips, okay? Once again, the girls that get it. Like, eyeliner, it just has this tint of brown that the lip liner cannot give me. I love a nice dark brown, and lip liners kind of have a red undertone. So yeah, I like eyeliner. It gives me that look that I'm looking for, and it makes my lips look powderier. You guys should try it if you haven't already. For color, I'm going in with this liquid lipstick from Milani, and you guys already know I only apply color to the center of my lips, and then I blend that out, powdering it. And on top of that, I'm using another one of my beauty fave, which is this pretty baby pink absolute lip gloss, and I apply my lashes, and here is the look, okay? Oh my god, I think I'm in love with it. I say that about every look, right? Of course, I did it, duh. So happy anniversary, hit the lights. Happy anniversary to me and Hit the Lights. I love this look, and I hope you guys love it too. Like I always say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every single time that I upload. Also, make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Jaiye.Pierre and on TikTok at Jaiye.Pierre_. If for some reason you don't have TikTok or Instagram, I'm gonna leave a list right here on the screen of every social media platform that I have. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on each one that you have, and I will check you guys in my next video tomorrow, okay? Love you guys. Bye.